Hey guys, it's Steven here. Now, if your post-purchase flow still looks like a polite customer thank you that just so happens to contain a discount code, you're leaving thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on the table each and every single month. Now, this isn't about being cute. This is about precision, timing, and squeezing every ounce of lifetime value from the moment a customer actually buys. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a Klaviyo post-purchase flow that prints cash. This is the exact same system that we're currently using at Dynamx. It's generated over $40 million in back-end revenue for all of our clients. So let's hop right into it. How to create a high converting Klaviyo post-purchase flow. Let's go. Strategy guide for e-com brands. No fluff. There's no recycled tips. There is no bro science in here. This is literally just what we know works very, very well. Bootstrap startups, 5, 6, 7, and even 8-figure Klaviyo accounts that we manage over here at Dynamx. So you're going to learn customer insights, how you can actually optimize for conversions, various acquisition channels, methods, and the retention and growth levers that you guys can pull at a moment's notice. A little bit about us. So at the time of recording, it's the 1st of September. Happy Labor Day for all my USA based friends. We over at Dynamx so far have delivered over $40 million attributed just from email alone. We have Klaviyo expertise. We're bringing in growth strategies that enable client success. So what does this actually look like? Well, here is a Dynamx post-purchase email one. So this revenue is just from email one. For example, with a 44% plus open rate, a extremely high 6% plus click rate, and $55,000 in attributed revenue just in email one. Noteworthy guys, there's 5 emails in this flow. So we really have deep insights into how to get these things printing money. Another example guys, another Klaviyo account that we managed from a 365-day snapshot in attributed revenue. So this is just attributed revenue from email, not their total business revenue. It's much higher. We have almost $500,000 coming from email alone guys. Another brand that we manage in the UK, you can see that from the 1st of November when we actually took over the account, designed it, deployed it right up until the time of recording, we have generated just from Klaviyo attributed conversions 554,000 British pounds. That's about 700,000 US for my American friends that are watching this. So we are very confident, supremely confident in fact, that by November 2025, when we then take the 365 snapshot, there will be over $1 million in attributed revenue from an account we built from scratch with little profiles. I'm talking less than 200 emails guys. So this is more to display that there is serious revenue here to be had guys, none more so than in the post-purchase. So a little bit of a contents overview guys. We're going to be looking at how you can create and run an effective revenue machine. We're going to look at trigger timing, subscription strategies that have subscribe and save models, deliverability and data, do's and don'ts beyond the thank you guys. I want you to pay attention. You're going to hear me talk about this a lot. There is a stark and a significant difference between what is a customer thank you flow and what is a true post-purchase flow. They're both triggered differently. The marketing and the goals and the framework from within them are totally different. There is a lot of other videos on YouTube and a lot of them really make a catastrophic misstep at this point. They morph this customer thank you flow into some sort of piecemeal hybrid post-purchase flow. You should not do that. We have 2 versions. One dedicated customer thank you flow, which is triggered off the placed order metric. Our Dynamx TM post-purchase flow is triggered off the order fulfilled metric. It's very different, and you're going to see me clearly break down why, the do's and don'ts, and what is the overarching core 3 email framework. So 3 emails just to get you started. You will add an email 4 and potentially email 5 a little bit later on once the metrics in email 3 have held true, mainly above 40%. In terms of the opens, about 1 to 1.5 in the clicks. Then we're going to look at benchmarks and proof, and I'm going to close it out with final thoughts. We will be demoing this as well guys, so stay tuned. I'm going to show you how you can create this yourselves inside Klaviyo. This is our post-purchase flow. I'm also going to show you our customer thank you flow so you see the difference, when and why and how you should use them. And then we're going to look at some examples in Figma guys, so some high impact, high converting designs that are battle tested and print money. Let's hop right into it. The overarching goal here is to turn one-time buyers into lifelong customers. So I'm going to show you, and you're going to discover the the secret that's hiding in plain sight. Industry averages show that repeat customers spend roughly 67% more than first-time buyers. What does that mean? That your retained customers are 9 times more likely to convert versus a cold prospect that you're driving to the funnel, right? So the traffic that's going to your website, it's literally 9 times easier to already convert a past customer than it is to convert one of them. So it's a big freaking lever that you guys need to pull super hard, right? And get that thing printing revenue. So when we audit Klaviyo accounts, guys, we always see at least 5, sometimes 15% of revenue just being left on top of the table, simply either by not optimizing this flow, having it incorrectly configured, or potentially not even deployed at all. Guys, this is big revenue. It can be hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, literally just sitting on top of the table. So it's very significant. So trust me, if you stay tuned, I promise you this will never be a problem, or if it currently is, it will quickly become a past problem for you. That's my promise to you guys while you're watching this with me. This is your system for repeat purchases, upsells, and loyalty building. This is not just your cookie cutter customer thank you flow. It's high leverage, really super big lever that you can pull to turn those one-time purchasers into multiple repeat buyers, guys. So this is your little retention engine here, okay? It's the post-purchase loyalty system, which contains repeat purchase incentives, targeted upsell messaging, loyalties and rewards baked in, personalized follow-ups, optimized post-purchase touch points, and retention-based analytics. The big difference, post-purchase flow versus customer thank you flow. The customer thank you flow, this is the thing that triggers immediately after they check out. So the goal, reduce buyer's remorse, first touch point, confirm the order, provide delivery info. Email 2, some frequently asked questions, maybe sprinkle in a little bit of social proof, right, to go ahead and alleviate any buyer's remorse. However, the post-purchase flow, the true post-purchase flow at Dynamx, that means money. So that triggers after order fulfillment. The goal is drive the repeat purchase, push them into a subscription if it's relevant for your business, and build long-term value. The tonality is confidence, authority, and revenue driving. Mixing these up is a catastrophic mistake, guys. It's a huge mistake doing that, okay? Do not do it, and you will not do it. Now, many marketers fail by blending the purpose and the tone of these two critical flows. You must not do that. You must get the triggers and the overarching goals from within them right. You do this by aligning the message with the right life cycle stage, and that is the key to maximizing the revenue. So we gotta nail the tone and approach. Customers expect a different experience after their order is fulfilled versus the moment it's been placed. Very different customer experience. So in the next cards, to the core 3 email framework. If you stick with me, I'm going to give you a little teaser in the email 4 and 5, just so you guys are totally covered A to Z. So let's hop into it. Trigger timing, order fulfilled versus placed order. Placed order trigger, it's too early, guys, to push for a repeat purchase, right? It's not the right time. The customers haven't even received the product yet. The right time is off the order fulfilled trigger. This aligns with the customer experience. They have the product in hand and are ready to be nudged towards their next purchase or even subscription plan. So the critical difference is timing. Timing is everything when it comes to maximizing post-purchase revenue. Get the trigger right and you can turn one-time buyers into loyal repeat customers. This is the Dynamx proven 3 email post-purchase flow that turns one-time buyers into loyal customers. So we've got email 1, which is the incentive. We've got email 2, which is social proof and fear of missing out. And then email 3, we're going to really kick it up a notch. If they haven't already transacted, then it's going to be urgency and limited time offers, countdown timers, offer expiring soon type of verbiage in there. It's really important. So incentivize, social proof, and create urgency. There's no right or wrong way to layer in the timing. It's actually totally based upon your particular product. For example, right, the repeat purchase time and window, say if you buy a t-shirt like I'm wearing right now versus a protein-based supplement, right? That protein-based supplement or anything that requires ingested by animals, human beings, there is a consumption cycle. So the timing really matters here. And more often than not with those kind of products, there's usually a subscribe and save model. Very different than things that are typically one-time purchases, okay? So really important that you've done your competitor analysis, your branded audience research, and you've done some benchmarks in the industry averages for these typical time frames, okay guys? So this is all strategy based. What I'm merely giving you here is a rough window that works across the board, generally speaking. However, if you guys have supplement based brands, you can throw all that out the window. You have to go super deep, and it can even be, let's say I buy some optimum nutrition protein powder and I buy a tub that's got 30 scoops in it, and maybe Jack over here, he buys the same product but it's the bigger bundle, right? He maybe buys 2 of them, so that's all of a sudden 60 scoops. So that post-purchase flow, that window and that consumption cycle is grossly different than when you're going to hit me, who just bought enough for 30 days, versus Jack, who bought it enough at least for 60 days, right? So you have to kind of look into that and know your numbers a little bit. Then all you simply do is roll them into the post-purchase in terms of the time delays. The messaging remains the same, but it's just the time delays that you're going to hit them a little bit different to increase your chances of another transaction, guys. Okay, let's take a quick peek at supplement brands and subscription-based strategy. So remember, guys, these do not play by the typical e-commerce rules. You need to revamp your strategy, and you need to stay ahead more so with subscribe and save models, subscription-based nudges. Understand the true consumption cycles, guys. Really important to have a high leverage, extremely effective post-purchase sequence. You need to know these numbers, guys, okay? And you're going to start to get that monthly recurring revenue. That's what we are all really praying for here. This is applicable for powders, liquid-based supplements, and what this is going to do is enhance the ALTV and enjoy hassle-free convenience, and it's going to greatly reduce your churn. So let's hop into the Klaviyo flows. This may look like a mouthful. I assure you it's not. It's very simple. We're literally going to build it together here, guys. It's simple drag and drop blocks. Again, this is the true version of the post-purchase flow, triggered off the fulfilled order metric. Why it is so wide here is because we have a conditional split for a new customer. If you're a new customer, you come to the yes path. If you've already made a repeat purchase previously, you go over to the right hand side to the returning customers path. Why? Because now this is your time to shine. Gonna now start to really treat these gals like VIPers, right? You're gonna really incentivize them in the subscribe and save models, again, if it's relevant for your business. You're also gonna begin to market your affiliate, your loyalty rewards, all of that good stuff, guys, okay? And you're gonna incentivize them a little bit better. It's different. The marketing angles, the terminology, and the strategy is very different, okay? The overarching goal is the same, is to get even another repeat purchase, but how you do it varies wildly, okay, guys? So just keep that in mind. So very simple here. What is the trigger? Shopify, fulfilled order metric, filters, refunded order 0 times since starting this flow, or cancelled order 0 times since starting this flow. Then again, this time delay, it's really relevant for here. It's just the placeholder. If say person has bought supplement brand and we know it typically takes them around 17 to 19 days to get through it, then maybe at around day 14, for example, we want to hit them with email 1. Okay, so you can have multiple versions of this if you want, and you can also even have filters in here based on product. Okay, you can also add in conditionals based on products. This requires a deep dive, right? It requires brain power from multiple people, like an agency like mine, for example, to really get into your business, to really see what's going on and have this bespoke and custom to your audiences and your business goals. Okay, so just keep that one caveat in mind, that this is all highly subject to change and it varies wildly niche to niche. So again, nevertheless, this is a good way to go ahead and start the party. So you're going to wait for the conditional split and you're going to ask the question, have they placed order more than once overall time? If so, then this isn't their first repeat purchase, this is their second, so they're actually a returning customer and they must go over here. But if it's their first time, very simply, you're going to send them email 1. Again, there's going to be a decent incentive in here to go ahead and drive that repeat purchase. I highly encourage you to do it in email 1 and email 2 and 3, of course, but nevertheless, if you can give 5%, 10%, 15%, do it. Trust me, it really gets people over the line. And just have a nice bit of verbiage in here acknowledging that you're thanking them for it. You're going to show them a lot of user generated content. You're going to remind them why customers keep coming back for more, guys. It's really important that you bend their reality to really display this, okay, and not be too generic or like just kind of like delivering them a coupon code, guys. You need to really hammer them with social proof here, okay? It's really important. What we like to do here at Dynamx, we would say, and again, this could be anything, it could be wait 5 days, 7 days, 10 days. In this case, the placeholder is 15. So we would ask the question again, has the person placed order 0 times since starting this flow? If the answer is yes, we need to hit them with email 2, okay, guys? So we're going to start to ratchet it up. We're going to kick it up a notch and start to go into a lot of social proof in here. We're going to like really hyper personalize this email while reminding them of the discount. Very important that you do it. However, if email 1 was good enough to convert them, awesome, amazing. We're going to create a profile property where completed post-purchase plus purchased equals true. So why are we doing this? Because we're going to now start to get a lot of data inside the Klaviyo account. We're giving you guys the power to create segments. You will start to message people that have placed 2 orders over all time differently than a brand new customer, okay, that's maybe just window shopping, maybe they're nearly there and they need a little nudge. These people, you got to start to treat them like VIPs. In fact, you can also go ahead and power a VIP flow based upon this data, right? Because you're actually creating the data, you can segment that data and you can do a bunch of really cool and awesome stuff, guys. So that's why we operationalize it here on the right hand side. All right, guys, so if anybody makes it down to email 3, we're going to kick the intensity up a notch. We're really going to start to really pull the FOMO lever super hard here, to the point where we're going to have a countdown timer. We're going to literally tell them that the offer is ending soon. So hopefully this is enough to get them over the line. We're going to use a ton of UGC, we're going to use a ton of social proofing, right? And we're going to really create that FOMO. Now, if they do not transact again, we're going to wait 7 days and we're going to ask this question one more time. Now we're saying, hey, from the top of the flow to the bottom of the flow, have they placed an order? If the answer is no, we will create a slightly different profile property update where we're now going to say completed post-purchase plus purchased equals false. So that'll give you the ability to create that segment, and maybe in your weekly campaigns, you can now hit them with a really high intent offer to get them over the line, guys, because they're still super engaged. So this is going to give you the ability to really crank on that lever if you so desire. So we're not just creating the data, but more so, hey, how do we operationalize it? Now, for customers, returning customers on the right path, now we're going to start to really treat them like VIPers, right? We're going to give them different kind of perks. The marketing angles, the verbiage is going to be very different, and we're going to also push, if we have it, loyalty rewards, affiliate programs, things of that nature. So we're going to really try and get these people to become brand ambassadors, of course, while also driving repeat customers. That's the whole goal here. Now, what you can do is simply take a screenshot of this. You can use ChatGPT, for example, and you can get them to break this down for you. It's really easy, guys. I mean, we can build it together, right? So all I'm doing here is the top trigger, and then you would go over on the left, you would add in your first time delay, you would grab another conditional split that would go below there, and you're just going to literally drag and drop a bunch of emails in here, similar to how I'm doing it, and you're going to build out the overarching framework, and you're going to copy all of the delays, you're going to copy the same logic, guys, and then tie it all back in together. So this is some examples of high converting post-purchase emails that we have made throughout this year. So a variety of niches: fashion, home furniture, kids toys, Star Wars based lightsabers. We've even got a consumption-based product, right? Coffee. So this is a beautiful one that's going to be inside of our subscribe and save models and things of that nature. So that's what they typically would look like, guys, across a 3 email series. Okay. So notice here, we're using a lot of dynamic blocks. So what we do is predictive analytics here, or by default, best-selling items that are in stock in categories they already bought from and have also expressed interest in. So you want to really hit them with relevancy here. You can use static images in here, but I really encourage you to use Klaviyo's predictive analytics for this. The conversions are noticeably much higher at the moment, so that's what we would typically be doing, okay? I promise you I would also display the customer thank you flow too, so let's hop right in there together. It's very simple. There's no hard rule of thumb in terms of how long this should be. It depends, honestly, if your product is the kind of product that requires a lot of instructional information, if there's a lot of objections, if there's a lot of frequently asked questions, then perhaps you need to make this a little bit bigger and have more touch points, right? But this is a pretty standard and pretty healthy way to do it, guys. So once someone has placed order, you would typically wait 30 minutes and you would hit them with the thank you email. You can sprinkle in a little bit of relevancy. You can use the Klaviyo variables to add in a little bit of information about their order. If there's common frequently asked questions, you could also add that in here. If you notice that in your business you do suffer from returned items, returned orders and things like that, then you know that maybe you need to handle some typical objections that come up. You could also just simply add in another time delay in here and you can just literally expand this. Again, I wouldn't typically recommend more than 3 to 5 emails. It depends a little bit for e-commerce brands anyway. For SaaS-based brands, everything I just said goes out the window. These thank you flows, if you like, are extremely expansive. They're like really wide and they have multiple conditional splits. So yeah, but I don't want to get sidetracked with that as this is an e-com focused video. We'll just continue on with that. All right guys, quick pit stop. If you're relying on a one email thank you flow or some Shopify default setup, you're not just missing out, you're hemorrhaging big money. Now at Dynamx, me and my wife Jackie have helped scale Klaviyo flows for brands doing anywhere from 25k a month all the way right up to over $1 million a month. We have audited hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of accounts, and this is the most common revenue leak that we always see. Without a doubt, we're always seeing this. So we're offering a free Klaviyo account audit, zero fluff, zero hard sales, just a full breakdown of what's broken and honestly how you guys can just go fix it yourselves. So just tap the link in the description and book your free audit before BFCM hits and this window closes. So advanced flow expansion, guys. So email 4, email 5, you can do it. So you're going to be in email 4, you're also going to be really pushing in your social community pushes. Email 5, you can also start to invite them in to their loyalty programs. So instead of kicking them out of the flow, if they say have a repeat purchase, then you could add these emails in just below it, so you have those touch points baked in. Okay, so you can manipulate these flows, you can play around with them a little bit. You can add in another conditional split to be like, okay, they purchased on email 2, send them over on the this path and have emails 4 and 5 kind of in there. Okay, so again, start out with 3 though and expand once you have noticed stable metrics, mainly open rate, click rate, and ideally placed order rate. So 40 to 50% in the open, 1 to 1.5 in terms of the click rate, and ideally at least a 0.5 conversion rate, ideally north of 1%. If you see that in email 3, it is definitely the right time to expand to email 4. Repeat the process with email 4 and then you'll do the same thing again for email 5 basically. So social proofing, brand touch points, loyalty invites, smarter shopping, guys. Okay, deliverability and data best practices. Always remember, guys, disable smart sending within these flows. You need them to send, they must send. What does it look like? So let's just click an email and I'm going to zoom in. Notice here we have this disabled. If I have that checked like it is right now, it will skip anyone. Okay, you want this always off inside all of your flows, unless there's a really particular use case for it in your business, then fine. But over 90% of brands, you do want this to be turned off inside the flows. However, with your weekly campaigns, you will turn this on. Okay, but with the flows, these are all high intent and they're strategized and optimized really intently for conversion. So do remember that. Segment first time buyers versus repeat customers, similar to how I showed you in the branch off, right? So you've got new versus returning. The messaging should differ. New buyers need more education. Repeat buyers, they want those VIP perks, guys. Okay, sprinkle in some plain text emails from the founders to really acknowledge their custom, celebrate it, reward them for it. That's a ninja level hack, guys. Honestly, that is going to give you affiliates, brand enthusiasts, right? The type of people that will literally maybe take their cell phone, take a selfie video and give you content that you can remarket, guys. So yeah, do treat your returning customers differently, treat them, reward them, and you'll be the one that actually reaps the rewards over the medium to long term. UTM tracking. So proper tracking is crucial to measure the return of investment and optimize your flows over time. Another little hack for you, if you've got a bunch of repeat customers, you can also segment that based on the profile properties. You can flip that segment into a list. You can extract that list in terms of a .csv file, and you can even do more broad spectrum omni-channel marketing. For example, you could upload that into Meta and you can even hit them with retargeting ads to really squeeze the lime and drive multiple repeat purchases. A lot of founders we work with like to do that, and it does convert really well. So some benchmarks, guys, these aren't my benchmarks, these are industry standard benchmarks. So the top brands right now who drive serious revenue from their post-purchase email flows are typically adding anywhere from 5 at a minimum all the way up to 15% of their total annual business revenue can come literally just from a Klaviyo post-purchase flow. Major revenue, guys. Don't forget, we're working with multiple 8-figure brands, so you can imagine the type of revenue here. The sheer volume of numbers is insane. It's crazy. Similar to how I showed you in the beginning with those metrics. So 40 to 60% open rates. Customers are hungry for your post-purchase content if you do it right, and only if you do it right. 8 to 12% in conversions. Offer the right incentive and you're gonna watch your sales soar, guys. Gonna shoot through the roof. If you guys have subscribe and save models, it's very reasonable to expect a 15 to 25% subscription uplift, right? You're going to be framing this as never running out, and the customers will gladly opt in. If your product's good and they're loving it, they're going to want to be signed up to it, guys. So do take advantage of that, okay? Now, do's and don'ts. Do this Trigger off order fulfilled metrics. That's for the true post-purchase flow. Incentivize them with limited time offers. Create a sense of urgency to drive the repeat purchases. Layer in your social proof and your urgency. Showcasing your customer reviews and add a little scarcity to build trust and drive some action. Remember guys, you got to drive the action, okay? There's a lot of cool little ways we can go about doing that, okay? We can play with the psychology, we can manipulate it, we can change their perception, we can bend the reality, all of that good stuff. Now, do adjust timing by product life cycle. Tailor your flows based on how quickly your customers typically reorder. Never ever do this, right? Don't just call a customer thank you flow a post-purchase. It is not. It's just a touch point. The first touch point to acknowledge the order, to remove the buyer's remorse, give them some order update information. That's what that is, okay? But a post-purchase flow is literally, only goal is to drive repeat purchases, okay? And don't ever do it too soon. Make sure that product's been received, it wasn't cancelled, it wasn't refunded before asking them to buy again. And if subscriptions are relevant for you, don't neglect the subscription push, guys. There's a really significant major use case to add at least 25% on your bottom line, okay? If you have a consumption-based brand, you need to dig into that consumption cycle and literally operationalize it inside Klaviyo. With that said, guys, my final thoughts, honest, bluntly, just forget the gratitude. The post-purchase is all about repeat purchase velocity. If you get this right, you'll extend your total customer lifetime value. You'll reduce your reliance on those paid ads, okay guys? They're getting really expensive, and you're going to create predictable recurring revenue. Now at Dynamx, our stance is clear, very clear on this. If your post-purchase flow is not driving repeat purchases, it's not really a post-purchase flow at all. Honestly, it's just a really basic thank you or a coupon delivery mechanism. This is the velocity TM engine that we're building here to extend the lifetime value, reduce paid ad reliance, create predictable, repeatable, recurring revenue. We do it by optimizing the true post-purchase flow, guys. So the best of last, shameless plug. If you find this content valuable, please go ahead, sign up for our newsletter. I'm actively dropping ninja level hacks multiple times a week, guys. So I give away our best strategies there. I give you a lot of tips so you can go ahead and deploy them yourselves so you can drive measurable revenue, guys. Just visit dynamx.max, sign up to the pop-up. If you guys want me to give you anything like a browse abandonment flow, add it to cart, you want me to do a deep dive technical audit of a Klaviyo account, just let me know, guys. We do pay attention. Your feedback is really greatly appreciated. We are a small channel, but we are looking to grow, and the only way we can do that, honestly, is if you like, comment and subscribe, guys. If you would like us to come in and audit your Klaviyo account, we do, at the time of recording this, we're still offering free consultations, guys. As we're rolling into Q4, we're starting to get in high demand for our services. So we will also be able to do this, but it will be at a fee. But right now, if you're watching this video, you can simply go to dynamx.max. You can go ahead, grab a time with me. I'll be the one that personally takes the call with you. I'll personally audit your account along with my wife, Jackie. We'll give you the good, the bad, the ugly. We'll always identify the low-hanging fruit. And hey, look, if we feel like we're a good fit for you, we may even make you an offer. But my promise and my commitment to you is no matter what, you will leave that call armed with knowledge that you can, your VA can, maybe even your e-commerce manager or us, we can do it for you. We will go in there and add some revenue into your account, guys. So you will leave with knowledge that you can deploy yourselves. Hey guys, now as you can see, your post-purchase flow, it's not the time to go soft. It's time to really freaking pull that lever super hard, right? It is the most powerful leverage point in email marketing. If you're ready to turn it into a revenue machine, then go ahead, visit dynamx.max, book your free Klaviyo account audit with us today. No pressure, no more guesswork, just battle tested strategy and design from a team that's generated over 40 million US dollars in email revenue. So hit that first link below, grab your spot, and let's scale it all up together. Bye for now, guys.